First John chapter 5. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ has been born of God, and everyone who loves the Father loves whoever has been born of him. Sounds pretty simple, huh? By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and obey his commandments. Let's back up. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ has been born of God, born of a child of God, born again. Why? By this we know that we love the children of God when we love God and obey his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not burdensome. For everyone who has been born of God, back to that group that all they did was, everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ is born of God. Let's go back to 4. For everyone who has been born of God overcomes the world, overcomes their selfishness in the world, overcomes the world, and this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. Who is it that overcomes the world except the one who believes that Jesus is the Son of God? So if you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, according to here, you're born, I won't say born again, but let's say you're a child of God. But his commandments aren't burdensome. See, it just depends on how you pull those sentences out of there. This is he who came by water and blood, Jesus Christ. Not by the water only, but by the water and the blood. And the Spirit is the one who testifies, because the Spirit is the one who, the Spirit is the one who testifies, because the Spirit is the truth. For there are three that testify, the Spirit and the water and the blood, and these three agree. If we receive the testimony of men, the testimony of God is greater. For this is the testimony of God that testimony of God that he has borne concerning his Son. Whoever believes in the Son of God has the testimony in himself. Whoever does not believe has made him a liar, because he has not believed in the testimony that God has borne concerning his Son. And this is the testimony that God gave us eternal life, and this life is in his Son. How do you get in his Son? John 14. Whoever has the Son, how do you have the Son? John 14. Whoever has the Son has life. Whoever does not have the Son of God does not have life. I write these things to you who believe in the name of the Son of God, that you may know that you have eternal life. And this is the confidence that we have toward him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us in whatever we ask, we know that we have the requests that we have asked of him. If anyone sees his brother committing a sin not leading to death, he shall ask, and God will give him life. To those who commit sins that do not lead to death, wait a minute, let me do that again. If anyone sees his brother committing a sin not leading to death, he shall ask, and God will give him life. To those who commit sins that do not lead to death. There's a lot you can do with that. There is sin that leads to death. I do not say that one should pray for that. All wrongdoing is sin, but there is sin that does not lead to death. We know that everyone who has been born of God does not keep on sinning. But he who was born of God protects him, and the evil one does not touch him. Think about that. Everyone who has been born of God does not keep on sinning, but he who was born of God protects him. That would be, I would say, Jesus. And the evil one does not touch him. Or you could say, those born of God that do, but he who was born of God, meaning like these people that were obeying the commands and such, call it born again, God protects him and the evil one does not touch him. Benefits. We know that we are from God, and the whole world lies in the power of the evil one. This whole world that we're in lies in the power of the evil one. People say, well, God, why does God allow that? God gives us the opportunity through his Son, salvation. But for those that turn away, if you don't want any part of it, you can be in this world receiving its good, bad, and ugly. Okay? It's kind of a... so, well, why doesn't God just take all this away? Because of free will. We have the opportunity to be the people we want to be. I don't want to be with this God thing or Jesus salvation. I don't want any part of that. I'm going to do my own thing. That's why this world is such a mess. Everyone's doing their own thing. See? But God gives you this opportunity that for those that will listen, for those that will believe and follow, to walk a different path towards eternal life, your salvation through Jesus Christ. But you don't have to. This world is for those that do not have to. This is the do not have to world. We have to follow God. We have to follow Jesus' salvation or that. That's why it's such a mess. If he came down and just fixed everything, well, he did. He already did. Okay, that was the Son. That was Jesus, the crucifixion, the whole thing. See, so but still, because of free will, this thing's just, we're left to do whatever we want. And then it'll come to us, once his patience is done, he says, okay, this is enough. And Jesus returned. Something like that. And we know that the Son of God has come and has given us understanding so that we may know him who is true, and we are in him who is true, in his Son, Jesus Christ. A lot of ends there. Say that again. And we know that the Son of God has come and given us understanding so that we may know him who is true. I believe it's speaking of the Father. And we are in him who is true, in his Son, Jesus Christ. A lot of ends. Where do those ends come from? John 14. He is true. He is the true God and eternal life. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. And that's the end of 1 John. Love you. God bless.